Bristol Community College, Mathematics with Dan Avedikian, Math 060, Topics in Developmental Mathematics,
Section 4.5, Problem 23. This is Section 4.5, Problem 23. It says solve the following. 80 is what percent of 25? So to solve a problem like this, first we make it an equation and then we solve the equation. And to convert it to an equation, two of the key words, one of them is, that becomes an equals. The other key word is of, that becomes a multiply. So 80 is becomes 80 equals. What percent? The percent is unknown, so I'll name it with a variable. I'll use n, though some people prefer to use p for percent. Either way is fine. Of becomes a times, and then 25. So our equation is 80 equals n times 25. Now I want to know what n equals. Solve it for n, so divide the 25. 80 divided by 25 equals n. Now, you may have a teacher that will allow you to use a calculator to solve this sort of a problem. So if that's the case, you just do 80 divided by 25. The numerator divided by the denominator equals, and the calculator will give you the answer. Now, keep in mind when you get that answer, it'll be in the form of a decimal. The question asks for the answer in a percent, so you'd have to convert it. You'd have to move the decimal 2 places to the right. Now, how about if your teacher does not allow you to use a calculator? You just have to do it the long way. So 80 over 25, the denominator of 25 goes outside of the division symbol, and the numerator of 80 goes under the division symbol. So 25 divides into 8. 8's not big enough, it won't go. 25 divides into 80. Well, it'll go in 3 times. 3 times 25 is 75. Doesn't go in evenly though, but that's all right. 80 minus 75 is 5. Didn't go in evenly, so you are getting a remainder. So instead of 80, think of it as 80.0 and bring down that next digit of a 0. And it's 25 divided into 50. That will go in evenly. 25 times 2 will make a 50. But when I put the decimal there on the end, I have to bring it straight up vertically. So it becomes 3.2, not 32. So 2 times 25, 50. 50 minus 50, remainder is 0. So the answer is 3.2. Now remember, that 3.2 is a decimal. I want a percent. It's not 3.2%. That 3.2, to make it a percent, what do? You move the decimal 2 positions to the right. So one of them brings it after the 2. The second one creates a blank area, which you'll fill in with a 0. So as a percent, 3.2 is 320%. Now, one last method of getting this. Notice when at one point I had 80 over 25, and the trick I like to use to make a percent is if you can make the denominator turn into a 100, the numerator is the percent. That's a great trick. Well, 25 becomes a 100 easily. You go times 4. So the numerator would also be times 4, 80 times 4. Now that's kind of big, so ignore the 0 for a second. Just 8 times 4, it's 32. And then put the 0 back. 32 with a 0 on the end is 320. So now again, when the denominator is 100, the numerator is the percent. So I still get 320%, but I get it a little easier. Probably as easy as using the calculator. If you don't notice that, you can still get the right answer without a whole lot of work. But if you do notice, you get the answer a little easier.